It's important to set up a legal entity for your business so your personal assets are not at risk if your business gets sued. In this video, I will explain why. As entrepreneurs, we're often told to think big and move fast. Thinking big is important to success. But moving too fast can often be dangerous, especially in the beginning. Many new entrepreneurs jump into their business way too quickly, overlook important details, and then they make costly financial and legal mistakes. These mistakes could seriously jeopardize the long-term success of your business. The biggest newbie mistake is not setting up a legal entity for your business. If you don't create a legal entity, the law will view your business as a sole proprietorship if there is one owner, or a partnership if there are two or more owners. Both a sole proprietorship and a partnership leave your personal assets exposed. If a sole proprietorship or partnership is sued, the owner's personal assets, like their home, cars, bank accounts, etc., are at risk of being used to settle business debts and liabilities. So what are the options you have for setting up a legal entity? The most common legal entities that people know of are LLCs and corporations. But before we get into the details, it's important to first understand their foundation. Let's discuss what a legal entity really is. A legal entity is the same thing as a business entity, and we're going to jump back and forth between the two terms in order for this discussion to make more sense. In the eyes of the law, a business entity is a legal person. In the eyes of the law, you and I are natural persons. A natural person is a living, breathing human being that functions independently and makes decisions on their own. A legal person only functions through the work and actions of natural persons acting on its behalf. A legal person is considered by law a separate and distinct person from its owners. This separation creates a protective wall between your assets and the assets of the business. Therefore, this keeps your personal assets safe if your business was to be sued. Think of a natural person as a regular human being like you and I. Think of a legal person as a corporation like Microsoft or IBM, or even companies like your local grocery store or bike shop. Although a business entity is not an actual living, breathing person, it still shares many of the same rights and responsibilities as you and I do. It can make money, it can own property like real estate, boats, aircraft, enter into contracts and agreements, open bank accounts, it can sue and be sued, and pay taxes. Basically, the only thing a legal entity can't do is vote in an election, run for political office, or do laundry. By setting up a legal entity, you are creating a business organization that can interface with customers, clients, vendors, and more. And most importantly, by setting up a legal entity, you are keeping your personal assets safe. In the event of a lawsuit, creditors can only go after the assets of the legal entity, and that's all they can get. They cannot get to your personal assets. Personal liability protection is the #1 reason that people set up business entities. The two main types of business entities that people form are LLCs and corporations. We compare these entities in more details in our LLC versus corporation versus sole proprietorship video.